so many different holidays that we are aware of and that we pay homage to. But there are many different religions around the world, such as the Shinto religion, something so few of us ever on this side of the globe actually give thought to. Well, happy Tanabata Day, everyone. Tanabata is a Japanese holiday derived from the Chinese culture way back in the early part of the Edo period, and named Tanabata. Basically a holiday where you give homage to Orihime and Hikoboshi, a princess and a prince to the sky god long, long ago. Now, within this story, this Japanese Valentine's Day story, although I will say this is not considered to be the Japanese holiday, this is far removed from that period, which would be along the lines of our time. February is Valentine's Day, and March is White Day in Japan. Valentine's Day is where the boy receives chocolates from the girl, and White Day is the day where the girl is treated. Anyway, but this is a Japanese love story and a holiday where not only do they pay homage to love, but they also put their wishes out on bamboo trees, written in origami paper. They dictate their heart in writing, and they hang it out in the breeze on the limbs of the bamboo tree. And many of the time you'll find that they wish for money or prosperity in their business or love. And love actually makes more sense to me on this, considering that the traditional stories of Tanabata revolve around Orihime and Hikoboshi, the lovers underneath the sky god. Now, the story goes that Orihime, the daughter of the sky god, was a weaver of the finest cloth to make the kimonos for the villagers about. And Hikoboshi was a cow herder on the other side of the Amanagawa River. And they had never seen each other or known of each other. And the river was great and wide. Nonetheless, the two had never met before. And Orihime longed for love and knew that working all the time as she did, around the clock, she would never have hope of ever meeting her love of a lifetime. She became very deeply depressed. And the great sky god saw this, and his heart felt sorrow for her. And so he brought to her a man that she could meet and perhaps marry. And it was the cowherder from the other side of the Amanagawa. They came together, and instantly they fell in love. And immediately they married. They had such a great and beautiful love that they forgot to work. They just wanted to revel in the beauty of what was being within each other. And so they began to slack on their jobs. The cattle became sick. The cloth wasn't being weaved, and so the kimonos were wearing through that people would wear. And the people began to go to the great sky god and complain about this atrocity. And he became angry. And he proclaimed that the two would once more be divided and placed on their opposite sides of the Amanagawa once again. That they would not see each other again. And the two, being as obedient as they were, they obeyed him. They did what he proclaimed. But the great sky god, he saw his daughter, Orihime. He saw her weeping and being depressed and down, and he took pity upon her. And therefore, he stated and put in stone that they could see each other but once a year, on July 7th by the Gregorian calendar. That they could see each other only this one day per year. But only if they were to work their hardest and do their best all throughout the year and not forget their duties like they had before. And the two honored what he had said. Only one problem existed. When the great rains came, then the river would swell, and it would make it extremely hard for the two to come together on that one fateful night that they could be together. And the magpies, they joined forces. And they put forward that they would spread their wings tip to tip across the Yamanagawa River to build a bridge that the two lovers could come to be at one with each other. And so they did this. And there, throughout the years, Orihime and Hikoboshi, they worked hard all through their year for that one fateful night that they could come together. And at some times, the river is just so swollen up that they can't come together, that even the magpies can't help. So, on this July 7th, people will come together and create strips of paper like this, made out of origami paper, with their wishes printed on it as this one, or drawn out wishes such as this one. I prefer to draw mine out, brainstorming, losing myself in that which I'm doing, and just draw out what it is that I would like to see, what my wishes are for this time. And as I said, though it is a love story, it is a time of giving thanks for that which you have and putting out your prayers for what you would like, no matter what it is. And this holiday has become so that people are praying for prosperity and wealth and a new house or that new job or a new car, etc. You know? And so that's what I've done here in mine. And I'll explain my own papers for you, those that I've created, so that you can understand what I had in mind whenever I did mine. I believe that I said in the beginning of this video that many people will create a little paper such as this one with a prayer written upon it that Hikoboshi and Orihime will be able to this year come together and be at one with one another. And that is what is written upon this paper. You have a heart here, as you can see, and the word written upon it is I. And I means love. Okay? I, which is what this says, means love. And this down here is Tawani, which means forever. Okay? And that is what's written through the center. The point of the heart pointing to forever, because this is what my feelings were about. And then you have Orihime and you have Hikoboshi written in the Japanese characters on either side. And I just kind of brainstormed and put this together last night while I was surmising today's holiday. And then after this, what I did was I created one for me and Austin together. And instead of writing mine out in Japanese characters, well, for the most part, then I drew my heart with it. And as you see, it's basically the roots and the stalk of the tree, where the pink at the top could be the blossoming of a flower or the top of the tree coming out. And you can see that there's a little crown here, which would be rising to a higher place or position. The number 3 indicated, and the 3 rings are forever, past, present, and future. The roots are where me and Austin began, 2 of us here, and a heart that has not yet ascended all the way, but you could see it's ascending whenever it becomes pink here and begins to rise in the upright position. And then the stalk of the tree occurs, and then you have the heart of the tree here. And I have Japanese characters written here that represents uchi, which is home or house. Uchi, which is one of mine and Austin's greatest wishes, is a home, a house of our own. And then it rises up from there, because from a home comes great love and growth together, and the survival of the love eternally, past, present, and future, and rising then to a place of imperial life, being where we want to be ultimately. And this is my meaning within my tapestry that I've drawn. These are written on little strips of paper, which are significant to Orihime's weaving of cloth. Okay. And so are many of the ornamentations that you would find along the Japanese streets within the many different cities of Japan. Now, there are many, many different festivals that transpire throughout Japan in many different areas, and all through a great vast amount of time. They transpire between July 7th through August 7th. And there are many different days that they are happening upon. Now, I'll put the name of the largest practicing, or I should say, the place where this great holiday actually grew from. I'll put it right here so that you can know what to look up if you would like to do so. Either way, this is my first time of celebrating Tanabata, and that is the holiday name, and you should look that up and you should read about it and watch videos on YouTube to do with the festival of Tanabata. I think that you'll find it quite interesting. I love this holiday myself, and it is my first recognized Shinto religion holiday. I hope that I'll add many, many more to my religious practices, as I've already added the Japanese culture in general to mine and Austin's way of life. You know, stir frying and cooking fish a great deal of the time, baking, boiling rather than frying. Although I will say that a lot of times within Japanese culture these days you will find a lot of fried foods, you know. But I'm talking about more of the traditional way of doing things within the Japanese culture. That's what Austin and I adhere to a large degree. We like to take our tea. We like to now celebrate Tanabata. These, by the way, and I did not finish that, will have a hole punched at some point within it. And then they'll be dangled from a bamboo tree outside throughout that month or until the earth takes it away. When the earth takes it away, it's done. It's meant to be. Or if the end comes, then I can take it down and I can give it to fire and let the earth and air take it away. You know, this is how I will celebrate my Tanabata. Tonight, this will go out. And I can only hope that the gods and goddesses will actually hear my prayers for the home that me and Austin so desperately need and the life that we wish to have forever. I believe that I have done really well with this one since I only found out about the holiday really over the past month, and it happens to be one of the 3 top celebrated Japanese holidays that there is, and I don't know quite what the other 2 are right now, but I hope to learn, because this is truly going to be a splendid journey for me, along with the many other journeys that I've taken, such as in witchcraft, Wicca, shamanism, and more. I feel that all of these religions can actually walk hand in hand together, and they should by all means. I have gotten really good at my writing of the Japanese characters, I do believe. I will say that I wasn't quite used to the names of the gods and goddesses being spoke of here whenever I did this yesterday. Orihime and Hikoboshi, which, by the way, I'll still mess up when saying their names. So I accidentally wrote Orihine, over here instead of Orihime, and Hokoboshi instead of Hikoboshi. So as you see, I'm still learning. But I have every bit of faith that I did really well with that, especially when you look at the words love forever going through the center. I and Towani. I Towani. And that is how you say love forever. I feel that I'm doing really good within my Japanese studies in the language, although I've been quite lazy about it, and I tend to lay it down for several months at a time and not pick it up. I will say that I have been studying it for about 3 or 4 years now, and still have not mastered it for sure. I'm still a long ways from that. It's easy to forget it whenever you don't practice it, or when you have so many other duties going on that you have little time. Or when you don't have a formal teacher to go over things with you or formal material. But I do find that YouTube and Memorize and Duolingo are 3 things that truly, truly have helped me throughout my walk. Especially YouTube and Memorize. Those are my major practicing components right there. But you should pick up a new language and study not only the language but the culture. I believe that it's so enmeshed, that it's so much a part of each other, and it's kind of empty one without the other. The culture without the spirituality, especially if you're a spiritual person like those of us who watch this show. As you see, I am not only moving forward to learn the language as I have for the past 3 to 4 years, but I'm now moving forward, and this is my first few months actually studying enough into the religious belief systems to where I'm picking some of it up and making it my own even. I believe that it has some beautiful traditions, such as hanging the paper slips of prayers out on the bamboo tree. Now, I am going to do my best to get a piece of bamboo, and I think I have a lead on where I can get one. My own mother-in-law's house. And I'm going to go out there today. Have my husband take me out there today and ask for a shoot of bamboo. Because bamboo isn't always right there ready for someone. So even in Japan, they'll go out into the forest and they'll clip a branch of bamboo and they'll mesh it or lash it to something else and let it overhang, and they'll simply hang their prayers from that. If I don't happen to get this, because my prayer is for Orihime and Hikoboshi, I will hang it from my rose bush instead. And since mine and Austin's wishes and prayers are stemmed from love, I will hang that from my rose bush likewise, right outside my door. Anyway, I really hope that this video has been good to you and that you've enjoyed it, although it steps outside of our cultural lines, what we usually do or how we usually do things. But I think because My channel is called Eclectic Spirituality. It's a very, very good thing to do, and to cater to others or learn from others. Do as others do and adopt parts of their religious belief systems and make them your own. I think that that's a wonderful idea. Anyway, this has been Lady Leeanna, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment, and subscribe if you will. It surely helps this channel to move along and grow so that we can flourish and keep on growing as a community. I love you guys, and you take care. Brightest blessings.